Kim, good to see you. This video is for anybody who is inheriting a Roth IRA. We're going to break down everything they need to know. A Roth IRA allows you to save for retirement with after-tax dollars. That means you pay taxes on your contributions now, but your withdrawals are tax-free in retirement. So, Kim, what are the benefits of inheriting a Roth IRA?
In my opinion, an inherited Roth IRA is the best type of asset that you could inherit because number one, it's tax-free, and number two, you can continue that tax deferral. And what I mean by that is if someone inherits a Roth IRA and they're not a spouse, if it's a spouse who's inheriting that Roth IRA, they can treat that as if it's their own and let it continue to defer. But if a non-spouse inherits that Roth IRA, they have 10 years to drain that account. Now they have to take distributions every single year, but they have to drain the entire account in full by the 10th year. So in theory, they can let that account continue to grow, again, tax-free, and then those gains grow tax-free as well. So it's a really powerful vehicle.
You brought up an important distinction. So it's essentially, if you inherit it as a spouse, you don't have to subscribe to the 10-year rule, but kind of almost everybody else does. But what I don't really understand is what's the big deal? Because if I'm not paying taxes on those distributions and it's not affecting my taxable income, why does this even matter?
Well, number one, the IRS did come out and they made some clarifying comments regarding the rule. So now you do have that 10-year time frame that you have to drain the account within, but you actually have to take a distribution, a life expectancy payment every single year during that 10 years. So that's important because if you don't do that, you might get into trouble with the IRS, and no one wants that. But again, if you took that money all out when you inherited it, let's say you don't need all that money and you go to reinvest that in a regular brokerage account, that brokerage account is now going to spit off interest and dividends and gains. And so it becomes a little bit more tax inefficient. Whereas if you keep as much as possible within that Roth IRA, that money is going to continue to grow tax-free, which is just, again, a really powerful tool.
So let's walk through some tips for anybody who is going to be inheriting a Roth IRA. And the first, you suggest you need to understand what kind of beneficiary you are.
Yes. So like you said earlier, most non-spousal beneficiaries have to drain that account within 10 years. So if you're not a spouse, just plan on needing to drain that account within 10 years. And then if you are a spouse, that's going to give you even more flexibility.
And next you say, invest the money wisely. As you mentioned, this was tax-free.
Yes. So you have to look at, again, your specific situation. Again, do you need the funds? Do you not need the funds? For a lot of folks that end up inheriting that money, they don't necessarily need the funds because they weren't planning on, inheriting the funds to begin with. So in that case, again, the Roth IRA going to grow tax-free. For a lot of people, that's going to mean that should be invested in equities. But of course, that's not going to be every situation. So you really have to look at your specific situation to get a game plan going for your future.
And this topic, more than others, kind of complicated. So you suggest seeking professional help.
Yes. I don't know if you know this, but the government doesn't ever like to make anything simple for us. Rules are always changing. I know it's a big shocker to everyone. So aligning yourself with someone who you know is going to keep abreast of those rules and changes is the best way to go about it.
Of course. Kim, if somebody does have questions about inheriting a traditional tax deferred or a Roth IRA, what's the best way to reach you with questions?
Best way to reach out to us is just go to our website, www.young-wm.com. You'll find information on us and different modes to contact us.
All right.
So
Kim,
we'd love to
thank
help.
you.
Thanks.